My name is Maria Dismondi, and I am a former teacher. I taught in South Lyon and Plymouth Canton right out of college. I taught for 12 years. And then I wrote a book called Spaghetti in a Hot Dog Bun. And I just really had a lot of fun with writing and started speaking at schools as an author. Started our family. So I resigned from teaching, continued on in like the publishing industry. That's my main job is in publishing. And I just have you ever heard of Oprah talking about these like whispers that are trying to like tell you to do something? And if you don't listen to the whispers, it comes in like a big rock or a boulder crashing over you. That's basically how Making Spirits Bright nonprofit was born. I'm known as the book lady. People around town, if they have books that they want to donate, they're like, where can we give them? And I have books on my porch all the time. And I thought there's got to be some like an organized way to do this. So I started researching and I realized most big cities have something called a book bank where organizations, individuals, families can go and get book access for free. Detroit did not have one. There is a program called RX Reading out of Detroit Mercy, but nothing to the scale of what the city needed. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to make one. I'm going to do this. Let me see. Where's the next slide? So what we do is if you look at the bottom here, we collect, we sort, and then we redistribute these books. Okay. And these are some of the children that we've worked with, and it brings me so much joy to do this work that I would love to quit my day job, but I haven't figured out how to make any money doing this. So I'm still doing my day job. But I mean, you can see it in the way I'm talking, so much joy. So why are we doing this? Number one, we need to provide equitable access to books to children. So if children are not reading by grades 3 and 4, you know all the statistics. It does not look good for them. It does not provide good outcomes and opportunities for them in life if they are not readers. So how do we get kids to be readers? They have to have books in their homes. And there is something called book deserts where, you don't need to know about me. I told you about me. Here I am in a hot dog costume because I just love books. I love literacy. Ending book deserts. So a book desert is actually an area, geographical location where there are less than 100 books in the home that are age appropriate. So all over Metro Detroit, there are book deserts. There's some organization that they did the research, they did the surveys, they know exactly where these pockets are. But basically, they're in our lower income school areas. And so our goal is to get books into these homes because if kids are learning to read at home or at school, it's not going to transfer if they're not having books in the home to read and to practice. We also want to instill a love of learning for children, a love of reading, that reading can be entertainment, that reading can be adventure, it can be learning. So I don't need to tell you a whole lot. You know about the importance of literacy because so many of you work in this space. Over 61% of children living in poverty do not have access to age-appropriate books. And I told you what a book desert is. The ripple effect of books, also, you know this. So children have relevant books, so they enjoy reading. If they enjoy reading, they read more. If they read more, they know more. If they know more, they do better in school. If they do better in school, they have more opportunities. So this is how we do it. Please stop me if you have any questions. Number one, we collect books. How do we collect books? Schools in more affluent areas will do book drives. They'll host book drives. So here you can see Walled Lake Elementary, they were doing a book drive. They were tracking how many books. This is a boy named Jacob. He collected books for his bat mitzvah. We also have companies and organizations like Carhartt has done 2 book drives for us so far. And then we also work with libraries, public libraries. When they do their used book sales with the Friends of the Library, they will oftentimes give us the leftovers. Now you're probably wondering, Maria, what about those old books that I pull out of our school library? Will you take those? Yes, we will take them. Will we give them right back to kids? Maybe not. if they're, if they're irrelevant or they have outdated information, we're going to recycle those books and we're going to recycle them correctly. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So next, we count the books. We have a ton of volunteers come in, adults. These are some volunteers from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We have Ford volunteers. We also have National Honor Society teenagers and middle schoolers come into our space, which is located in Farmington Hills, right off the expressway at Orchard Lake Road and 12 Mile. Why is it there? Why isn't it in Detroit? Well, as a former teacher, one of my student teachers 15, 20 years ago, her dad owns this office building and he is charging us $200 rent for a huge suite. So that's why we are in Farmington Hills, Michigan, because we're a nonprofit and the rent is $4,000 for a space like this in the city of Detroit. So that's where we're located. The third step is sort. This, oh my goodness, this was such a blessing. We got like 4,000 books from a school in a more affluent area. They adopted a new reading program and they were getting rid of all these awesome readers. So we sort through the books, and here are some of our volunteers doing that. Then what we do is we shelve the books. So we organize the books by genre. Well, not by genre, I'm sorry, by age group. So you can see here, I have graphic novels. We have picture books over here. It's super basic. Like we use copy paper boxes. We put the number in the corner. There's 42. So that when we're prepared to do a distribution event, we know what ages of kids are going to be at the event, and then we can pull the appropriate number of books. Then we redistribute. So here we are at a school. This was a school in Highland Park, and the kids were helping us unload our trailer. Through grant funding, we were able to purchase a trailer that we can stick 5,000 books in there and drive it safely. So now we redistribute those books through free book fairs. So that's our biggest distribution strategy, is free book fairs. And I'll tell you more about that. And then anything that doesn't work, we recycle. And the way that we recycle books is we take them to GFL and Royal Oak, and we have an account with Georgia Pacific, which is in Wisconsin. So they shred the books, and these, I promise you, these are books that are not going to be loved by children. They're talking about, they're talking about Indians. We're no longer calling Native American people Indians. Like, they are books that should no longer be in print. And these books are torn, they're ripped. So they get shredded, then they get sent to Wisconsin, and then they get recycled into brown paper towel for schools and hospitals. So we feel like sustainability wise, we are not sticking them in a landfill. We're doing the right thing with these recycled books. We get paid a very small amount for the recycling. So I believe we just recycled 3,000 pounds and we got like $45. So it's not a ton, but it's definitely something. So our first distribution program is free book fairs. We go into schools in lower income areas. We do not have a ton of volunteers right now, so we can do 2 a month. We bring enough books for 5 books for every child. Now, self-selection is really important to us. We are not handing the kids the books. We want them to choose their books. So we bring 20% extra so that there's a lot of choices. They all take their books home in these new book bags that we do fundraising for through different organizations to purchase them. And it is so much fun. And if you need a lift in your spirits, come volunteer at one of our free book fairs, because the kids can't believe that they don't have to pay money for these books. And our volunteers are so good about saying, what kind of book do you want? Oh, you want a Fly Guy book? Let me find that for you. So we really make it special for the kids. We also do at-home libraries. We partner with different organizations like Brilliant Detroit, who has a know, like, and trust factor with the families. Then what we do is we go into their neighborhoods and we have an event where families paint this wooden crate together. We do a story time and model different literacy strategies. And then the family gets to fill the crate with as many books as they can to take home and start their home library. So we get them really excited about reading. We also have a free teacher shop. So this is going to be, take notes, because we do it in the, spring and fall, and we'd love for you to invite your teachers. The teachers need to either teach at a Title I school, be new to teaching, or new to a grade level. In our last teacher shop event, we gave away 5,000 books in one day. And so the teachers come in with rolling suitcases. It's so amazing. And we let them take whatever they want. We have many community partners where we fill bookshelves for different partners. So for example, Easter Seals, there's a food pantry here in Walled Lake. There's a women's shelter here in Detroit, and we fill about 40 little free libraries. So we keep bookshelves at these different locations, and then we have volunteers who every other week go and fill those shelves. And then anyone who is serviced through like the WIC program, Women and Children at Easter Seals, those kids can take the books home and they do not have to return them. I already told you about the free teacher shop. I think I'm going backwards. Sorry. These are some of our other partners. Summer reading. So this is where I'm going to put a call for action out there to all of you. So we have provided schools with books for children to take home in the summer, but we would love to have a summer program. So I spoke with a team over at My Side in Wayne County, and we're in the works of how can Making Spirits Bright, how can we visit different summer camps and do some sort of a program where kids are learning about literacy and kids are taking books home. So we're in the works of that, but if you have any ideas, I am all open to it. I also, as the executive director, I'm also going to apply for a CBO, which is the community-based organization, so we can get some funding to do summertime programs, even if it's to support already in place programs. So those are some of the things we're working towards. It's 100% volunteer run. So, if I don't answer your email within 24 hours, it's because I got a lot of emails, but it's not because I don't want to do the work. Okay, I keep messing up. The impact on communities, I did not change this. We hit 100,000. So in this year alone, we've distributed over 100, and I think we're up to 116,000 books distributed. So, it's definitely making an impact, and I would love to work with you in any way, shape, or form, because what I found is the reason we have grown so quickly is because of the focus on community and partnering with people and really just trying to see how can we fill gaps that you are seeing. And for 2024, our goal was to fundraise $25,000 and to give out 150,000 books. We're close. I don't know if we're going to get 150, but we're going to be really close. And the program costs are quite low. You know about representation, and thank you. That's all. Sorry, I went really fast at the end there. I will go back here and tell you that we lack two things. We lack graphic novels, which I know you're all like, yeah, not surprised. And we lack diverse picture books. So when we are fundraising, for example, we just did a giving campaign for Giving Tuesday. We fundraised $500. We are using that money to purchase used books. We have a couple people like Jack. He's an 85-year-old man on Facebook Marketplace. He lives in South Redford, and he collects graphic novels and sells them for $2 a piece. And we go to Jack and we buy in bulk graphic novels. And then we also purchase used diverse picture books, just so that way we are giving children the opportunity to see themselves within the stories. Do you have any questions? Oh, this little boy was autistic and nonverbal, and they said he's always angry and crying, and this was him for the 15 minutes at the book fair. So much joy. That's all.